What's up, everybody? Cole Sands here again with your weekly fishing report. So it is August 2nd, 2021, and man, is it hot. You know, we had a lot of days last week in the mid-90s with a heat index over 100. So you know how that is with fishing. It makes it a little bit sluggish. But before I get started into anything, I want to congratulate the high schoolers that were here this past week. Congratulations just for making it to the Bassmaster National Championship. That was a huge accomplishment. And congratulations to the local boys, Banks Shaw and Gage King, for smoking everybody. Those were very impressive bags for this time of year. Extremely impressive. The fishing is tough, and them boys made it look easy. So congratulations to y'all. Also congratulations to Logan Withrow and Braden Crumley. A couple more local boys. They finished 5th. Awesome finish against that many boats. That's something to be very proud of. So let's go ahead and get into this week's report. So like I said, it's hot. The water temp last week was anywhere from 82 to 84 on the main lake, and I saw as hot as 90 to 91 in the back of some creeks. So what this means, the daytime bite has gotten really, really sluggish. With that being said, there's still a lot of good fish to be caught. It's Lake Chickamauga. Any cast could be a 10-pounder. So for starters, top baits. It's still a lot of the same stuff as last week. There's still some fish deep. You saw that in the high school tournament. The boys who won caught them deeper, throwing a Magnum spoon. And you know, they definitely found something special and had something going, but there's a lot of ways to catch them right now. The deep bite has really started to slow down for me anyways, and a lot of other people I've talked to, but the grass bite is slowly starting to pick up. And with that being said, there's more and more bait fish pushing to the back of the creeks every day, and I've definitely seen an improvement in the creek fishing this week. I'm seeing more and more fish push back every day. Now with that being said, the main lake bite is still probably the strongest, but the creek bite is definitely coming along good. So the top bait this week for me probably comes down to 2 or 3 baits. And the first one, that same Nico rig I talked about last week. This little green pumpkin Nico rig, got an 1/8 ounce weight in the back. I'm throwing this out deep, and I'm also throwing it in grass. You know, in the grass, you just kind of got to let it get bogged down, hop it out, and it'll get you some good bites. It'll get you a lot of bites, and it'll catch you a big one. The second bait for the fish that are still out deep, just a good old traditional drop shot. Throwing that, you know, whatever worm you like. I like a little finesse worm, green pumpkin or purple, something really natural. Just throwing a little 1/4 ounce weight, light line, you know, 8-pound line, even 6-pound line. It's late in the year. Them fish have seen a lot of baits. So those are the 2 baits I've been throwing to get a lot of bites. You know, get your limit in the boat, and then once I do that, I really, you know, focus on these 3 other baits I'm about to show you to get a big bite. That first bait is the same 3DB popper that Yozuri makes, pencil popper. And you know, this week I didn't get near as many bites as I had the prior weeks, but I had some really good fish. Had some really big fish come up. I lost a couple big ones, caught a couple big ones, but I keep it simple. You know, 30-pound braid, you can throw it a long way. That's Yozuri 30-pound braid. It's a lot cheaper compared to other braids. It's just as good, if not better. And you can launch this bait a mile. I'm telling you, man, if you see one blow up 60 yards away, you can reach them. And as far as colors go, on Chickamauga, I like that translucent color. This is almost a translucent chrome, which I really like on a sunny day. If it's sunny, I like a chrome or a translucent color. But if it's cloudy, you get a little bit of rain, I like bone. And the reason is that bone is a really solid color that they can hone in on, and they usually don't miss it. So pretty simple. If it's sunny, throw chrome or clear. If it's cloudy, throw just a bone, white, you know, solid color. That's kind of my logic with it, and it seemed to work really good. Next, you know, something that's been getting a lot of bites and a couple big bites is a jig. That's just a little half ounce jig, throwing it on 20-pound T7 fluorocarbon. I'm throwing that in the grass. I'm swimming it a little bit, hopping it through there a little bit, mixing it up. And I've also been throwing a Texas rig, doing the same thing, you know, 1/4 ounce weight, 1/8 ounce weight, throwing a Cinco, 5-inch Cinco and a 10-inch worm. When it comes to a big worm, just plum's been really good. But when it comes to dragging in the grass, it's a good way to get a lot of bites and to get a big bite. So definitely, you know, definitely have a jig tied on or a Texas rig, whatever you have confidence in this time of year, because it is getting a lot of bites. And lastly, is the good old Chatterbait. That's just a jackhammer Chatterbait. Got a little Gambler Komodo trailer on the back. Looks really natural. On Chickamauga, I like this Clearwater shad's a good color, and I like Bee Height Delight. I keep it simple. If I feel like they're eating bluegill, I'll throw that green pumpkin color. If I feel like they're eating shad, you know, I'm gonna kind of tend to throw more of a wider shad pattern. I like Clearwater shad, it's really natural. There's a couple other patterns that they make that work really good. And one of the keys this week to getting bit in the grass, I'd say, is if you get in the grass and you see a bunch of little bait fish that are that big and the bass are blowing up on them, they're almost impossible to catch. And that happens every year here in this little transition towards the fall. They get on really little bait and they are hard to catch. Now, my most productive areas, what I've noticed, I'll be in that grass and I'll look down and I'll see bluegill, you know, little bluegill 3 to 5 inches long. And if you start seeing those, that's where I've been catching my bass. You know, there's bass in the grass everywhere, it seems like. But if they're honing in on that little bait, they're hard to catch. But if they're honing on them, you know, bigger bluegill, you're just able to match the hatch a lot better. And so, I mean, that's that. It's hot. There's still a lot of ways to catch them. Fish your strengths. I had somebody comment and ask about bluegill fishing. And if you're taking a kid out, I highly suggest that, you know, go out and change their lives. And the best way to catch bluegill right now, there's a mayfly hatch going on all the bluffs. So just get a can of crickets or a can of red worms and put a bobber on, a little 4-foot leader, go to those bluffy banks, and you can catch all the bluegill you want. So that's that for this week. You know, y'all stay tuned. I'm going to do this every single week, and I appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks, guys.